Be honest with yourself and me. Do you turn on the lights when you get up at dawn? Can you go from your room to the kitchen at night without turning on any lights? The fear of the dark is the most natural of all fears. However, there are people who pressure themselves into these situations to have more self-control. This last option was the one taken by Gabriel Martinez Navarro, a young Mexican who, in an excess of confidence, went to an old school at night in order to demonstrate that the things that were spoken about this enclosure were only stories without foundation. Overconfidence and skepticism that, in light of the video you will see, exceeds him in the most terrifying way you can imagine. What is it about? Stay to find out. My name is Leonor Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present the terrifying entity that lives in the school. To put you in context, Gabriel is a young man from a small town located in the province of Nuevo León, Mexico, in which only a few kilometers away are located the ruins of a school that was once the most important place. Benito Juárez was its name. Once, this establishment housed thousands of students who, due to more modern and better education in the city, was getting fewer and fewer students, as families were abandoning both this and others in nearby towns, emigrating to the big city of Mexico in search of better opportunities, which brought as a consequence that a few years later, this enclosure was completely abandoned. It is in this moment that Gabriel Martinez enters the story, a young man who since childhood had been listening to stories told that in this place, strange and highly disturbing events occurred within its walls, legends that Gabriel simply overlooked. Gabriel was one of those who made fun of the paranormal, those skeptics who called the slightest evidence about these things fake. In fact, on his own Facebook profile, he claims to have visited dozens of abandoned places before without anything happening. This is why one night, in an act of overconfidence, he took his vehicle and without hesitation drove down the desolate road that connects his town with the school. The clock marked precisely 12:38 when he arrived there. What comes next? Check it out for yourself. For the first time, subtitled in English.
¿Qué onda, raza? Pues aquí voy rumbo para la escuela del Barrancón, aquí en Gualahuises. Es que vine a investigar yo solo. Ven. Yo solo. Y pues medianoche. Vengo a ver porque vi un video donde pues 5 pelados bien peludos. Sale una voz al principio del video diciendo: me duele mucho. Pero yo no sé qué chingados le duele a un fantasma. La mera neta. Yo no sé qué chingados le duele a un fantasma. Entonces pues yo vengo acá solo para enseñarles de que pues no hay nada. No hay nada. Porque pues como para que estén engañando a la gente, pues como que no. Bueno, entonces le voy a poner pausa. Pues hasta que llegue entonces.
You heard it from Gabriel himself, from everything he had heard about this place. The last thing was a video where supposedly a cacophony was heard. According to him, it was the last straw. So he decided to go alone and record a video with the intention of denying all these absurd rumors. A video that was intended to expose a lie, but became the worst experience that Gabriel had ever had in his life.
Ok, pues ya llegué. 38. Así no hay nadie, no hay nadie. Esta es la escuela que tanto les decía. Ay, voy a escuchar. Y por allá hay una novia. Pero la novia no me mete. Porque se culo. Y al chile sí tengo un poquito de miedo. Un poquito nomás.
The fear in his voice grew as soon as he stepped foot inside. And just like his fear, paranormal things also started to happen in the same way.
Esta es la escuela que tanto les decía. Ay, voy a escuchar.
Did you notice that babbling? Paul himself who said that when he pressed his stomach against the fence. But that is not his voice. Something went through Gabriel's body. He says he had never felt that cold stinging in his back before. A feeling of danger.
Y por allá hay una novia. Pero la novia no me mete. Porque se culo. Y al chile sí tengo un poquito de miedo. Un poquito nomás.
It was not unusual for him to go into abandoned places. He had done it many times before, but he had never felt like this. Could it be that instinct, that irrational fear, the part in all of us that alerts us when we approach something that has bad intentions, something that culminated in his mind when the entity decided to manifest?
Pues ya vieron, güey. Puro pinche pedo, no hay ni madres a la verga. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, no mames. No mames. ¿Qué es esto?
That Gabriel, so sure of himself and full of confidence, at this point was already completely frightened, even before that wood was moved. The weapon he carried was of no use to him. Yes, that sound is from the weapon that Gabriel carried. He reloaded it. This was the reason why he always felt so confident visiting these places. However, what use would a weapon have in such a situation?
Puta madre.
The best decision he could make was to leave the school. A decision he made not only because of the things you just witnessed, but because of something that at first glance we could not grasp due to the darkness, but something that Gabriel could see and in all its glory. Watch the video again with light effects. Don't take your eyes off the left side. According to this young man, the moment he entered the enclosure, he felt a presence, a strange weight on his chest. He felt lightheaded and more defenseless. He felt someone or something following him very closely. It is easy to see that the emotional state of this young man changed from one moment to another as he walked through the school. However, it is equally valid to emphasize that he was very brave, because not everyone dares to go there alone and in the middle of a night, leaving a unique testimony, a recording that makes it clear that the stories that are woven around this place are much more real than anyone could imagine, and making it clear that you don't need to believe in the paranormal for these things to happen to you. In fact, it may be better not to. It may be better to be skeptical, since in the occult, we believe that it is that feeling of fear that opens the connection with the unexplainable and attracts undesirable beings to this life.
Pues ya vieron, güey. Puro pinche pedo, no hay ni madres a la ver. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, no mames. No mames. Puta madre.
I hope you liked this video, because we have come to an end. My name is Leonor Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.